Hello and welcome to College Insider. I am Kobe Brooms. COVID. Are we not tired about hearing about COVID?
Turn your radio off. COVID this and COVID that. We need the glory this and glory that.
I certainly am tired about hearing about COVID all the time, but unfortunately that is our reality and we're just going to have to live with it. But lucky for us, we've been able to secure a vaccine. But before Katrina tells us all about the vaccination process, we're going to have a news recap with Shira.
Welcome back to this week's Top News Recap. I am Shira Belgrave, and today I'm going to break down some of the most notable stories from this week. And here are the top picks. Now, without any time to waste, let's get right into it. Earlier this week, Barbados received 100,000 doses of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine from the Republic of India. The Prime Minister, Mia Mottley, the Minister of Health, and other health officials were present to receive this vaccine as part of India's Vaccine Maitri initiative. Now, this initiative was developed to provide 10 million doses of the COVID-19 vaccine to the global population. And so far, several countries have benefited from this donation, including Bhutan, Bangladesh, and now Barbados. But with just 50,000 doses to administer to Barbadians, it is critical that citizens continue to follow the COVID-19 restrictions and protocols to ensure safety for all. And one way that we can do this is, yes, double masking. International health officials are now endorsing the idea of double masking, stating that it provides extra protection against the virus. It is advised that you use a cloth mask and a disposable mask to act as a protective layer against the COVID-19 virus. And finally, the Rastafarian Progressive Movement is calling for more than an apology from political scientist Peter Wickham after statements he made on a popular morning show in response to the Rastafarian community seeking an exemption from the vaccine process. The Rastafarian Progressive Movement replied in the form of a document, and here are some of their main points. Now let's recap the recap. So far, we know Barbados received 100,000 doses of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine earlier this week. Double masking is set to provide extra protection against the COVID-19 virus. And the Rastafarian community has responded to political scientist Peter Wickham. And that's it for the top news recap. I am Shira Belgrave. Back to you, Kobe.
To vaccinate or not to vaccinate? That is the question. Barbados and Dominica were the first two Caribbean countries to be able to secure the vaccines from the people and government of India to inoculate their citizens. Katrina King tells us more.
Speaking to the nation this week, Prime Minister Mia Mottley also reveals that the Dominican government has received 6 boxes of the vaccine from the Indian government. In an act of kindness, Barbados has also decided to distribute the vaccine to Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana, as well as members of the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States. Speaking directly to those who are at risk and ill, Prime Minister Mia Mottley made a call for all to get vaccinated.
Barbadians, we can only beat this virus if we have enough people willing to be vaccinated in order to create the herd immunity in the population. I cannot tell you that I've received all the vaccinations that we need yet, but I can promise you that every day and every night we are going to work hard to get as many vaccines necessary to protect our people. But that's just one part of the equation. The second part is you. And I ask each of you tonight to start the conversations in your families, with your friends, with your work colleagues, and to begin to recognize that a lot of the fake news and a lot of the conspiracy theories are designed to be able to undermine this effort. But we can overcome that.
As the vaccine rolled out on Thursday, Major David Clark of the Barbados Regiment disclosed that 20,000 frontline workers, as well as members of parliament, will be the first ones to get the jab.
We have 9 polyclinics based in Barbados, and we'll be rolling out the program piggybacking on those polyclinics. So we will have a number of teams operating out of those polyclinics. Every polyclinic has a senior health sister who manages the system. And what we have done is we have capacity build that so that we can have vaccination teams at the polyclinic. We can have satellite teams. We can have mobile teams. We can have drive-through teams and we will have a static team. And it's going to be very much based on where the population is based. We also have different categories of people to be vaccinated. Of course, we must first show our governance structure. So we will be looking at how our governance structure, our politicians, our parliamentarians, our cabinet, if they're not in good health, then the economy wouldn't function.
All this talk about vaccination, will you be lining up to get your jab, Kobe?
Absolutely, Katrina. I cannot wait to go to the Grantley Adams International Airport, walk across that tarmac, take my seat on JetBlue Flight 1140 with non-stop flight to New York, and hear the air hostess say, "Please fasten your seatbelts. The captain is ready for takeoff." Well, now to non-related COVID news. Well, kinda, sorta. On Sunday, it was Super Bowl Sunday. Tiesu, tell us all about what happened.
Thank you, Kobe. Super Bowl Sunday could have possibly become a super spreader event, as many football fans were caught maskless in the stands. There were plenty of human-sized cardboard cutouts occupying some of the seats, but there were certainly some real people enjoying the game as well. Over 25,000 people to be exact. They turned up to spectate, and people were quick to snap some shots of those who weren't masked up while in the crowds. People took to Twitter to voice their opinions with a pinch of memes and some witty remarks. One user wrote, "They really went all out for the Super Bowl like COVID don't exist." Another user tweeted, "The Super Bowl having a moment of silence for COVID victims while also having a stadium full of 25,000 people in it is so ironic." And there were many memes just to express how people felt about the event. People also had a lot to say about Tom Brady, quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who celebrated the team's victory without a mask. Many were disappointed in him and hoped he would have taken the opportunity to lead by example by wearing a mask. Well, congratulations to the Buccaneers for their win against the Kansas City Chiefs. That's all for me, College Insiders. I'm Tia Sue. Back to you, Kobe.
Well, I guess that wasn't COVID related, but still COVID related. But College Insiders, that is all we have for you today. Remember to stay safe, wear your mask, and we'll see you next week.